Okay. So now our last concept of this module is extended features of ER model. Okay. Already we have seen what is ER model, how we can draw that in ER model, what are the steps. So there are 5 steps: identification of entity, identification of relationship, then identification of cardinality, then combining them and creating the final ER diagram. So these are the few steps of making a diagram of ER model. Okay. So there are some, or we can say there is one another model, that is extended ER model. Okay, so that ER model will have some other features included in it. So that's why it is called as having some extended features of ER model. Okay. So what are those extended features and why it is called as an extended ER model? Yes, so EER will be the abbreviation used for extended entity relational model, and it is called as a high level data model. And this data model incorporates the extensions to the original ER model. It will provide some sort of extensions or some more features to our basic ER model. So this EER is also called as enhanced ERD, and this is going to represent the requirements as well as complexities of our complex data. So which features it will include in our EER? So there are few features, that is specialization, generalization and aggregation. Okay. So in your book, you can see that number of books will provide you these 3 features only: generalization, specialization and aggregation. But when you will surf using Google, so you can have some more kind of features also, that is subclasses, superclasses, category type or union type. These 3 extra features are also there. But okay, but these are the more specific one. They are included as an extended features of ER model. Now we can say that these features are used for data abstraction, in which abstraction mechanism is used to hide details of a set of objects. So these, what is the main motto of these features? These features are going to hide something. So hiding is the property of abstraction. So these features are going to are helping to perform data abstraction. They help us to hide something from something. Okay. So these are called as extended features of ER model. So let us see first of all the 3 concepts that are not included in your book. What are the extended feature? That is superclass. First one is the superclass. So superclass is nothing but the entity that can be divided into further subtypes. Okay. So that like we have seen that composite one. Okay, so that can be considered as a superclass. Superclass is the entity that can be divided into further subtypes. So suppose we are having one example of shape. Okay, shape, let us take a shape example. So shape can be anything: triangle, square, circle. Okay, and in that one we can have red triangle, we can have green square, we can have circle, white circle. On the basis of color, they can be again get divided into. Okay, so this is called as a superclass. And subclass are nothing but the classes which are derived or created from superclass. So it can be also called as the group of entities with some unique attributes. So subclass inherits all the properties and attributes of superclass. So we can say that superclass is nothing but the parent class and subclass is nothing but the child class. So all the properties, all the attributes of parent class are going to be inherited by subclass. Okay, so this is the first one. Now, what is the union one? Okay, so we can say union, as name implies, it is the collection of the things. Okay, So we can say that the relationship of one super or subclass with more than one superclass. Okay, so now we are having one superclass. We have taken an example of shape 1. Okay, so there is another one, area. So by using the shapes, we can calculate the area of those shapes. So this is another superclass. So when we will combine these superclasses, so it is going to create a union. So in this one, owner is the subset of two superclasses. Okay. So what owner? Third class that we are going to find out, that is the by using shape and area, we can have one more class, that is owner. So it will create a union of all these two superclasses. Okay. This is the simple one: subclass, superclass, and union. Now let us see generalization. So what is generalization? So generalization is the process of extracting common properties from a set of entities. What we are going to do here, we can find out some properties from set of entities, and we can create a generalized entity from it. So we are going to collect some entities, and from those entities we are going to generalize, or we are going to create a generalized entity, another one. So here we can say that a bottom-up approach. Okay, why it is called as bottom-up approach? Because we are having two or more entities that are generalized to higher level entity. So in that one we can have some common attributes also. So here is an example of student and faculty. Okay, so we can generalize by using these two entities into another entity that is called as a person one. Okay, so we can have a common attributes like person name, person address become part of higher entity, and specialized attributes like student fee become the part of specialized entity of student. So how we are going to check it out, we can see here. So right now it is the bottom-up approach. Bottom-up approach in this way, in this direction. Okay, from bottom to upward. So here, and one attribute is allocated here, that is student fee, that will get allocated to student entity. Okay, and faculty we are having another entity. So both are a part of this third entity, that is the person one. So we can say that by using this faculty and student entity, we have generalized a new entity, that is person one. In that one, all the data from these two attributes is having common name and common address. Okay, स्टुडंटचं नाव तेच असणार आहे, फॅकल्टीचं नाव तेच असणार आहे, स्टुडंटचा ऍड्रेस पण तोच असणार आहे जो आपल्याला ह्या एंटिटी मध्ये मिळणार आहे, आणि फॅकल्टीचाही तोच ऍड्रेस असणार आहे जो आपल्याला इथे एंटिटी मध्ये मिळणार आहे. हे झालं जनरलायझेशन. सो इट इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ extracting the features for creating new generalized form. Okay, from one or more to already defined or created entities. This is generalization. सिंपल आहे. परत एकदा सांगते, ही एक प्रोसेस आहे ज्याच्यामधून आपण ऑलरेडी दोन एंटिटी ज्या अवेलेबल असतील त्या एंटिटीज मधून आपल्याला एक तिसरी एंटिटी, कॉमन एंटिटी, किंवा त्याला आपण म्हणूया मोर फीचर्ड एंटिटी म्हणूया, किंवा जनरलाइज एंटिटी तयार करणार आहोत. मग त्याच्यामध्ये काय असणार आहे, दोन्हीची नावं किंवा दोन्ही एंटिटी मधून घेतलेला डेटा हा त्या ठिकाणी सेम असणार आहे. आणि हा एक बॉटम अप अप्रोच आहे, म्हणजे आपण ह्या अट्रिब्यूट पासून वरती जाणार आहोत, ना की आपण असं येणार आहोत. ओके, नाव व्हॉट इज स्पेशलायझेशन. आता स्पेशलायझेशन ही आपल्या जनरलायझेशन पेक्षा अपोजिट आहे. का तर ह्याच्यामध्ये आपण काय करणार आहे, की आपण डिवाइड करणार आहे. तिथं कंबाईन करत होतो, इथं डिवाइड करणार आहे. सो इन स्पेशलायझेशन we can say that it is an entity is it is the process in which an entity is divided into sub entities based on their characteristics. Okay, so generalization मध्ये काय करत होतो, we are having one process in which an entity which contains generalized attributes and properties of other generalized entities. But right now we can say that we are going to divide entity into sub entity on the basis of their characteristics. Okay, so this process is called as a top-down approach. Okay, why it is top-down approach? Because आपण ऑलरेडी एका मोठ्या एंटिटी पासून छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स तयार करणार आहोत. सो कसं करणार आहोत? वेअर हाय लेवल एंटिटी इज स्पेशलाइज्ड इनटू 2 or more lower level entities. So for example, employee entity in an employee management system can be specialized into developer, tester, etc. ओके, एक आपली इंडस्ट्री आहे ज्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला एम्प्लॉईचा रेकॉर्ड मेंटेन करायचा आहे. आता त्या रेकॉर्ड मेंटेन करण्यासाठी आपण जी सिस्टीम बिल्ड करणार त्याला आपण सपोज एम्प्लॉई मॅनेजमेंट सिस्टीम म्हणूया. तर तो रेकॉर्ड मध्ये काय असणार? प्रत्येक एम्प्लॉईचा रेकॉर्ड असणार. मग तो प्रत्येक एम्प्लॉई हा एकच काम करणार आहे का? तर नाही. कोण डेव्हलपमेंट करणार, कोण डिझायनिंग करणार, कोण टेस्टिंग करणार आहे, कोण ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटर म्हणून, सब ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटर म्हणून वर्क करणार आहे. ओके, सो अशा पद्धतीने त्यांची कामं असणार आहेत आणि त्याच्या बेसिसवरती आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे ते डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करायचं. So in this common attribute like e-name and e-salary become the part of higher entity, and specialized attributes like type of that particular employee or work of that particular employee will get divided. Okay, so let us see via diagram. So here is a employee or employee management system चा टेबल आहे, एंटिटी आहे जे आता हायर लेवलला आहे. ओके, सो right now we are having two attributes in that one: employee name and employee salary. So employee can be tester, employee can be developer. So on the basis of their properties they are divided. Okay, and they are having particular type also. So now here is the diagram which will show that this triangle is downward, in downward direction. Arrow is in downward direction, so you can memorize it as a top down approach. But here it is in upward direction, so here is a bottom up approach. Okay, so this is the specialization, and the last one is the aggregation. An ER diagram is not capable of representing relationship between an entity and relationship which may be required in some scenarios. So in those cases, a relationship with its corresponding entities is aggregated to its higher level entity. So we can say that we are going to represent the relationship between whole objects and its components. Okay, so let's consider a ternary third relationship will be there, that is works on between employee, that is branch and manager. Okay, and the best way to model this situation is to use aggregation. Aggregation, which will help to create the relationship set. Okay, so work on is the higher level entity, and from which entity set is created in the same manner. Okay, so we can create a binary relationship also, two-way relationship also between manager works on and manager to represent who manage that particular task. Okay, so this is the aggregation one. So we can say that with the help of example also. So employee working for a particular project may require some machinery. So required relationship is also needed. Okay, and that will be between works for. Here is the diagram: machinery here and works for. Okay, so we are going to apply that required relationship between this works for and machinery. Okay, and but using this aggregation, we are going to use this works for relationship with its entities like projects and employee. Okay, and that is getting aggregated into single entity that gets related with this machinery. म्हणजे आपण थोडक्यात काय करतोय, ऍग्रिगेशन मध्ये रिलेशनशिप आपण कंबाईन करतोय आणि त्यातलं एक रिलेशनशिप हे दुसऱ्या दोन एंटिटीला कम्युनिकेट असतं, आणि ज्यावेळेस ते दुसऱ्या दोन एंटिटीजला कम्युनिकेट होतं त्यावेळेस ते काय होणार, ते सिंगल एंटिटी म्हणून वर्क होणार ज्यावेळेस आपण ही ऍग्रिगेशनची प्रॉपर्टी अप्लाय करणार तेव्हा. ओके, लक्षात आलं? सिंपल आहे. ओके, so here is the end of our first module. So in the last concept only remained for this module. So now we will start on with the two examples which are required for ER diagram. When we will finish this session, I will upload the assignment of ER diagram of lab experiment. Sorry, not assignment, for lab experiment one. Okay. So right now here is an example of visitors management system. Okay. So visitor management system means what? The system which is going to manage all the data of those people who are visiting to some place. ओके, मग त्या पीपल्सचं रेकॉर्ड मेंटेन करणारी काय करतोय आपण, ही एक सिस्टीम बनवलेली आहे. मग ती सिस्टीम बनवायची आहे. मग ती सिस्टीम बनवण्यापूर्वी आपल्याला त्याचा एक फ्लो तर फाइंड आउट करायला पाहिजे. म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये कुठले टेबल्स असणार, ते एकमेकांना कसे रिलेट करणार, त्याची एक ER डायग्राम. ओके, सो एक सिंपल आहे, ही फार काही मोठी नाही आहे. Here is the entity or defined here, that is visitors management system. In that one, it is having relationship with two other entities, that is admin one and users one, and they are related with each other by handled by relationship. Okay, so admin is going to create other users department wise and vendor wise record, and user is going to create appointments and vendors record. Okay, so this is the simple visitors management system. In that you have to create which kind of attributes you can add, which kind of or which type of data you can provide. Okay, you can write down like this one, in this way. Okay, after that, second system is hostel management system. Okay, in that one, number of availabilities are there, number of entities are there. In hostel, we know that number of students are available, we have to allocate room for them, we have to take a record of each and every student. Okay, so for that purpose, we have to draw the ER diagram. Now, consider we are going to start with this entity, room. Okay, so via room, we are having 4 attributes: room ID, room type, room occupancy, and room booking status. And from the same thing, we are going to communicate with room vacating. This is the another one entity, we can say that, which will tell you room ID. Vacancy record is also included here, or which room is going to allocate it. Okay, so sorry, yeah. So vacating ID, student ID, and student name. Here, these are the all attributes of this entity. Now, third entity is room allotment. Now, suppose we want to allot some room to any student. So that is why we are having these attributes: allocation ID, rental period, and student ID, student name, room ID, and allocated date. Okay, here you can also assign rental period. Instead of rental period, you can say that another one, living period or living date. Okay, approximate date you can also write down here. Now, this room whole entire entity you can communicate with students via having relationship. Okay, so all the students which are allocated to these rooms are having these kind of information: student ID, name, passport number, date of birth, contact number, gender, marital status, email ID. Okay, this is not any college hostel management system, it is general hostel management system. Okay, and if you want to make it a college hostel management system, so you have to add this entity also. Okay, so registrar also, what do you say, rector information you have to include in it. Okay, so this is all about hostel management system. Right now I have not added any constraint here. Okay, which constraint? Primary key. I'm not asking any other constraint, that is weak entity or strong entity. I'm not asking that much. I'm asking the first constraint, that is primary key constraint, that you have to add here. Okay, you have to also add the cardinalities, one to one, one to many, or anything. Address, you can create a composite attribute. Okay, so these will be your task. Some of the missing concepts are here, those you have to fulfill. Okay, so in your experiment, now let me tell you what is experiment. The name of experiment is design ER diagram of given systems. Okay, so this is for S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5 batch. Okay, remaining batches will get assignment from their staff. Now, 5 questions are there. Design an ER diagram for library management system. Same way you have to draw. Try to draw it with pen and pencil, pen or pencil on page. Then use that tool. Okay. After that, here you have to paste the diagram which you have made via Dia software or any other tool that you are using. Okay, you have to mention here only like this one answer or anything. Okay, process will be the same one. Second one is you have to design the ER diagram for ATM management system. Okay, of particular bank. Next is you have to make a bank management system. Okay, don't get confused here. Here, ATM management system is important of a particular bank, and here you are going to provide a bank management system. These are the two different ones. And fourth one is the student information system. Okay, so student information system is related to, you can take related to your university, you can take it related to your college, or and not or and you can take it related to your department. And there is one more example that will be your task. You have to select any one topic for ER diagram and it must not repeat in batch. आता हा जो एक्झाम्पल आहे, पाचवं जे एक्झाम्पल आहे ते तुमचं बॅच मध्ये कुणाचंही रिपीट नाही झालं पाहिजे अशा पद्धतीनं काय करायचंय ते डिझाईन करायचंय किंवा ते एक्झाम्पल घ्यायचंय. म्हणजे आता हे सोडून कुठले तुमचे सिस्टीम्स असतील त्या सिस्टीमचं तुम्हाला काय करायचे, ER डायग्राम इथं ड्रॉ करायचे. ओके, अंडरस्टूड दिस एक्सपेरिमेंट? येस. Any query in generalization? Any query in specialization? Any query in aggregation or superclass, subclass or union concept? Is there any query? Do you have? Pawan? Priyanka?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, Prajwal?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Siddhi?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, Rutikesh is asking one question. Do we have to draw this on paper or in Dia software? On paper, first of all, try to draw it because it will be easy one. And then you have to perform via Dia software. Okay. Whatever the answer you are going to paste it in your Word document, that you have to draw via Dia software. तुम्हाला एक सिंपल आपण काय म्हणतो, प्रॅक्टिस साठी आपण पेपरवरती करा. म्हणजे आता तुमची लायब्ररी मॅनेजमेंट सिस्टीम आहे तर त्याच्यामध्ये कुठले कुठले ऍट्रिब्यूट असू शकतात, कुठले कुठले एंटिटीज असू शकतात, हे एनलिस्ट करण्यासाठी तुम्ही पेपर यूज करा आणि त्याच्या मदतीनं जी तुमची रफ डायग्राम आहे ती फायनल डायग्राम तुम्ही डाया सॉफ्टवेअर थ्रू परफॉर्म करा. ही सिंपल एक सोपी मेथड आहे, ही माझी मेथड आहे. इफ यू वॉन्ट टू फॉलो एनी डायरेक्टली वाया सॉफ्टवेअर यू कॅन गो थ्रू इट. ओके, देर इज नो रेस्ट्रिक्शन. तुम्हाला तिथं पेपरवरती वर्क केलंच पाहिजे असं काही नाहीये. बट टू गेट इन डीप विथ द कन्सेप्ट वन्स यू हॅव टू ड्रॉ इट विथ पेपर. ओके, इट्स रिक्वेस्ट नॉट कंपल्शन. ज्यांना सॉफ्टवेअर थ्रू डायरेक्ट जायचं आहे ते सॉफ्टवेअर थ्रू डायरेक्ट जाऊ शकते. एनी अदर क्वेरी? अक्षय?
No, ma'am.
Shrutika?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Pallavi?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So shall we continue with our second module? Just let me finish it. Slide I will share you all. Okay, don't worry. क्लास वरती आपल्या टीम्स वरती तुम्हाला शेअर करण्यात येईल. आणखीन एक महत्त्वाची गोष्ट तुम्हाला सांगायची राहिली की आपल्या प्रत्येक मॉड्यूल वरती एक हँड रिटन असाइनमेंट होईल. ओके, दॅट यू हॅव टू सॉल्व ऑन नोटबुक and those assignment will get considered in ISC second. ओके, आपली ISC फर्स्ट जी असते ती फर्स्ट 3 मॉड्यूल वरती असते. ISC सेकंड जी असते ती आपली लास्ट 3 मॉड्यूल वरती असते. बट वी हॅव टू इन्क्लूड सम पार्ट ऑफ फर्स्ट 3 मॉड्यूल्स and at that time we will consider these 6 assignments. Okay, so I will upload the first assignment tomorrow, not today. Today I will upload only experiment for S1 to S5 batch, and tomorrow I will upload the assignment for whole class. Is there any confusion between experiment and assignment? Assignment is for all the student and experiment that I will upload is for S1 to S5 batch. Okay, so let me start with second module. Just a minute, I think I have stopped sharing. Okay. फार काही घेणार नाही आहे, इंट्रोडक्शन घेणार आहे फक्त आपल्या सेकंड मॉड्यूलचं. ओके, सो yes, so the name of our second module is relational model and SQL. Okay, ER model we have seen in our last module, that is entity relational module that we have represented with diagram. Now the second model is relational model, and how we are going to perform this relational model with structured query language, that we will see in this second module. Okay, so in this one, just a minute, let me drink some water. So these are this whole module is divided into two parts. First one about the relational model and second one about SQL. Okay, so relational model is again divided into structure of relational database, then how we are going to reduce ER model into relational schemas, or how we are going to convert that diagrammatical form into our attribute form which is required for performing relationship. Okay, or create a schema. थोडक्यात सांगायचं जे आपण आता फर्स्ट मॉड्यूल मध्ये ER डायग्राम क्रिएट केल्या, त्याच्यामध्ये आपण आता फक्त काय दिलेलं आहे, एंटिटी, त्याचं रिलेशनशिप, त्या एंटिटी मध्ये असलेले ऍट्रिब्यूट्स हे डिफाईन केले आणि किरकोळ किरकोळ कार्डिनॅलिटी दिलेली आहे आणि आपण कन्स्ट्रेंट्स थोडेसे ऍड केलेले. पण आता आपण रिलेशनल मॉडेल मध्ये काय करणार आहे, ते जे डायग्राम आहे ते आपल्या स्कीमा स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये, टॅब्युलर स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये डिफाईन करणार. म्हणजे आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, जे ऍट्रिब्यूट्स डिफाईन केलेले आहेत, जे की कन्स्ट्रेंट डिफाईन केलेले आहेत, त्या की कन्स्ट्रेंटना आपल्याला स्पेसिफिक टाईप डिफाईन करायचं आहे, स्पेसिफिक साईज डिफाईन करायचं आहे, आणि जे रिलेशनशिप कार्डिनॅलिटीज यूज केलेल्या आहेत त्या आपल्याला ऍक्च्युअली इथं टॅब्युलर स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये मेन्शन करायचे आहेत बाय युझिंग कीज, फॉरेन कीज, सुपर की जे आपण पाहिलेले आहे त्याच्या मदतीने. ओके, then next one is the schema instance distinction, then relational algebra, tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus. Okay, आता हे जे तीन कन्सेप्ट आहेत, रिलेशनल अल्जेब्रा, टपल रिलेशन कॅल्क्युलस and domain relational calculus, these are all theoretical concepts which are used for representation of relational schema. What we have created here, we are going to see by a sequence ER diagram reduced to relational schema, and now whatever the relational schema we have developed, we have to mention in mathematical format or for theoretical purpose, and that is defined with the help of relational algebra. Okay, sorry, referential algebra, and that is again divided into two parts, that is how we are going to define it with tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus. We will check out this one. And the most important part which is required for your actual system implementation when you will perform particular just a minute. Hello. आज मी लेक्चर मध्ये 10-15 मिनिटांनी करते. So at that time what we are going to do, we are using this SQL. Okay. म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही सॉफ्टवेअर बिल्ड करता आणि आता तुम्हाला सपोज रेकॉर्ड मॅनेज करायचा आहे, तर तो रेकॉर्ड मॅनेज करण्यासाठी तुम्हाला काय करावं लागतं, ह्या एसक्यूएलचा यूज करावा लागतो. त्याच्या मदतीनं काय होणार, तुमचा तिथं रेकॉर्ड मॅनेज होणार. म्हणजे या क्वेरीज तुम्हाला तिथं फायर कराव्या लागतील. सो लेट मी टेल यू एन एक्झाम्पल. ओके, सपोज मी आता काय करते, एक जावाचं सॉफ्टवेअर तयार करते. कशासाठी, कन्सिडर करूया आपलं लायब्ररी मॅनेजमेंट सिस्टीम आहे. ओके, सो मी या सिस्टीम मध्ये काय करणार, पहिल्यांदा ER डायग्राम घेणार. ओके, ER डायग्राम क्रिएट करणार. ER डायग्राम मधून मी काय करणार, त्याचं रिडक्शन रिलेशनल स्कीमामध्ये करणार. म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये ऍक्च्युअल कुठले टेबल्स आहेत, त्याचं रिलेशन काय आहे, ते ऍट्रिब्यूट्स कुठले आहेत, त्याच्यामध्ये टाईप कुठले आहेत त्या ऍट्रिब्यूटचा, त्याची साईज काय असणार आहे, ते प्रत्येक टपल जे आहे ते एकमेकांना कसं रिलेट करणार आहे, किंवा एक ऍट्रिब्यूट ते दुसऱ्या टेबलच्या ऍट्रिब्यूट मध्ये एकमेकांना कसं कम्युनिकेट होणार आहे, हे सगळं हे रिलेशनल स्कीमामध्ये डिफाईन होणार. आणि फायनली मी जे यूज करणार ते म्हणजे SQL. ओके, सो SQL काय आहे, तर आपलं स्ट्रक्चर्ड क्वेरी लँग्वेज आहे. मग आपण सपोज काही जावाचा प्रोग्राम घेतला, आपण इम्पोर्ट केलं, नंतर काय असेल ते क्लास डिफाईन केला, त्याच्यानंतर क्लासमध्ये जे काही आहेत तिथं आपण कनेक्शन प्रोव्हाइड केलं. ओके, कनेक्शन मध्ये नंतर तुमचं जावा व्हर्च्युअल मशीनला कनेक्शन लागतं, त्यासाठी तिथे आपण परत JDBC ODBC कनेक्शन दिलं. ओके, मग त्याच्यानंतर आपले रिक्वायर्ड व्हेरिएबल्स जे असतील ते आपण डिफाईन केले, काही तुमचे असतील ते डिफाईन केल्यानंतर तुम्हाला काय करायला लागतं की क्वेरी फायर करावी लागते. ओके, मग आता त्यासाठी मला काय करायचं आहे, सपोज की युजर ID फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. सो मी काय करणार, सिलेक्ट युजर ID फ्रॉम टेबलचं नाव देणार. टेबल कुठला आहे, सपोज काय देऊया नाव टेबलला, लॉग इन देऊया, लॉग इन नाव आहे टेबलचं. ओके, सो त्याच्यामधून काय होणार, ही क्वेरी फायर केल्यानंतर तुमच्या लॉग इन टेबलमध्ये जर युजर ID एखादा स्पेसिफिक असेल तर तोच तुम्हाला काय करणार आहे, आतमध्ये एंट्री देणार आहे, अदरवाईज तो तुम्हाला एंट्री देणार नाही. ओके, आता मला काय करायचं, पासवर्ड पण फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे, बरोबर आहे का. सो सिलेक्ट, इथंच मी कंडिशन पास करेन, वेअर पासवर्ड इज एक्झॅक्टली इक्वल, सॉरी, पासवर्ड इज इक्वल टू डॉट 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 काय असेल तो. ज्यावेळेस हे दोन्ही कंडिशन सॅटिस्फाय होतील त्याच वेळेस काय होणार आहे, तुमचा डेटा फेच होणार आहे, तुम्ही आतमध्ये एंटर करू शकणार. आणखीन दुसरी पद्धत आहे ते म्हणजे सिलेक्ट स्टार, सपोज सगळं आपण फेच करूया, फ्रॉम लॉग इन वेअर युजर ID इज इक्वल टू समथिंग काहीतरी असेल ह्या दोन्ही कॉलम मध्ये, अँड पासवर्ड इज समथिंग. ओके, ह्या दोन कॉलम मध्ये. म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस अँड म्हणजे काय, दोन्हीच्या दोन्ही बरोबर असतील तरच तुम्हाला तो डेटा फेच करायला मिळणार. सो या पद्धतीनं तुम्हाला काय करायचं, ह्या क्वेरीजचा यूज करायचा आहे प्रोग्राम मध्ये. ओके, या पद्धतीने आपल्या सगळ्या क्वेरीज यूज केल्या जाते. त्याच्यामध्ये आता इथे आपल्याला लास्ट मॉड्यूल मध्ये आपण बघितलेलं आहे दॅट वी हॅव सीन दॅट there are 4 types of SQL languages, okay, database languages, that is data definition language, data manipulation language, then transaction control language and data control language. Okay, that we have already seen which are those. So these few commands are coming under data definition language. Few commands are coming under data control language. Few commands are coming under TCL1. Few are coming under DCL1. So as per their task, as per their functionality, they are divided into subparts. Okay, or they are grouped into subparts. Okay, so that we will see in particular way, and that we are going to perform each and every query here. Okay, after that, set operations are the same one that you have studied in mathematics 1. Okay, but here you are just using related to database. Okay, that is union, then aggregations, then in intersection. So all these are the set operations, and there are some more that we will see. Then aggregate function is also most important here, and that is used for combining some kind of specific data. Okay, so that we will see with the help of aggregate function. Nested queries, it is like query under query, that we will check it out. The next one, views. Okay, here the word is views, VIEWS. Okay, and in last module we have seen data view, that is the different concept. Okay, and here we are going to see views. Don't get confused in these two views. Okay, after that we will see what are the complex queries, how we are going to perform join operations on two different tables. Okay, so this will be the second module that we will check out in upcoming lectures. Okay, so any query related to this one? Any content that not understood? Okay, so we will stop here, and